everyone, I'm Meg Ray. Welcome to this inspiration video. I don't do too many of these, but I felt inspired to create an inspiration video so that I can further inspire you to get inspired for your own creative building. So that's why I'm making this. Also, I just wanted an excuse to explore the snapshots some more and just see what creative things I could use the new blocks in. All those things aside, I have done a few garden designs. I thought that would be a cool topic for this video. A lot of them with the new blocks in mind, also trying to figure out how they would work well with the current blocks that we have in the overworld. All kinds of stuff like that. Alright, this intro is long enough. Let's just go look at them, shall we? I have a grand total of 6 garden designs to show you all today. I could have done more if I wanted to, but I just capped it off at 6. Sometimes my creativity can be stretched a little too thin. I'm sure I could have come up with more, but these are 6 that I have done. So this first one was very simple and small, and I was originally going to do all of them kind of in a contained garden-like area, but this one is, well, there are a couple others like this, but this one is the smallest, probably because it was the first one. But I was just trying to incorporate little ponds and stuff. You can see I did use a lot of the new Nether blocks, especially for the fence. I love this fence. Mixing in the warped gate with the prismarine fence, it just looks so nice. Those colors blend so well together. And then I invented this little gate using the warped wood. Just the colors alone make it look awesome, but you could use this design with any type of wood. I was just trying to figure out what would look good with these new colors. It almost looks oriental in a way, but that was kind of an accident. The biggest feature of this garden though is the tree, which I just made the branches out of diorite because it was the smallest, easiest thing to do, and I'm loving these new vines. They just add so much. The top of the tree is done with a variety of blocks, including a warp block. What is this? The Crimson Hyphae? So that's a newer block, and then the glazed terracotta, and then some glass mixed in. So I was just mixing in a bunch of different reds. We have so many colors of red. You could probably use any blocks, but these vines here really add to the tree. You can almost make a red weeping willow. It's kind of cool. And then over here in this corner, I was just thinking anything red for this garden. So I was trying to see how many red flowers I could fit in here. I included some coral even, because it's red, there's some water sources under there. So if you ever wanted to make a red garden, we have a lot more options now. This second one was just a very simple idea. I was just wondering what it would look like if we had a little covered bridge. Now originally I didn't have too many of the actual nether blocks involved in this bridge, but then I tried mixing in these basalt pillars on the sides of the bridge, and I think it turned out really nice. And of course we do have these soul lanterns on either side and in the middle. But another thing about this one I actually really like is this path. It's just very unique that I was trying to make a crimson path using the wood and this crimson grass or whatever it's called. And I just think it looks so unique, and I don't know, it just has this really beautiful feel about it. And then I just kind of scattered in some random flowers and messing around with the colors. There's so many color options now with our flowers, but that is basically all this one is, just a simple covered bridge. But I do like how some of these blocks blend well together. For this third garden, you can see I was trying a whole bunch of different things, and okay, not going to lie, I just now noticed that this gate is not centered, so that's going to bother me, but it's fine. The first thing I did, well, we have this little entrance which almost looks like a little archway, but it's so cool because I used doors along the side and fences, and then the warp trap door on top. And I absolutely love the warped wood. I'm just in love with it, not just for the color alone, but the textures. Look at these textures on this wall here, well, they're trap doors. And then for these little torches on the side, what I did was I have a blue flame pillar, but I also put the doors on either side, and you can't really tell they're a door aside from that little knob. They just look like a bunch of vines on top of wood, honestly. So it's really nice for a soul sand lantern of some kind. In the center of the garden, I was experimenting with the twisting vines. I always want to call them warped vines, but no, they're twisting vines. And I was wondering what it would look like as a stem to a tree. So then I came up with this little tree using a bunch of cyan blocks on top, but the twisting vine is the stem, so I think it's kind of cool. This border around here is the only thing that's really stands out, and I just made it stand out because everything around here is blue and gray, so it's nice to have a little bit of contrast with this fence. And the rest of the garden though is pretty much just a rock garden because I have rock formations all around, a bunch of warped roots and nether sprouts, and other blue flowers, just lots of things like that. It's very, very blue, but I like it. This one is a lovely warped rock garden. I guess that's what we're calling it. With this garden, we're back to a red theme because you can tell I like to build with the teal a little bit too much. Even the next one is going to be very teal, but this one we're using a lot of reds and it doesn't have too many flowers. With this one, I was mostly experimenting with angles and different shapes. So I have the whole garden on an angle, including this little arbor that you walk through to get into it. And then I was experimenting also with raised beds. Now I'm not too thrilled with how these raised beds look, honestly. I was just messing around with the new blocks, with nether blocks, and trying to figure out what kind of cool things I can make with them. But I do like the idea of having raised beds if you wanted to layer them like this. And these ones are on a diagonal, but if you wanted to offset it, you could even put some straight like this. And if you want a lot of contrast, put some blues in there, and also throw up some trapdoors for a little fence around it so that the rabbits don't get in your garden, because that's no good. And for the rest of the garden, it's just a bunch of scattered flowers and fungi and all kinds of stuff. So yes, this one is sweet and simple, but the shape alone is what gives it more interest, and I think that's enough to make it very inspirational. Oh no, we're back to the blue. I'm so sorry. I love it too much. And this one isn't a complete garden, but it's more like a garden asset and just some other ideas. Now, I did use the warped wood a lot on this, so this is a little gazebo design I just threw together real quick. And then I did go ahead and put some flowers out the front with some more fenced in areas, so it does have the garden aspect to it. But I just wanted to give you an overall look at this. I love this diorite path mixed with that cyan warped wood color. I just think it looks so crisp, so clean. I can see this in a very pristine section of your world or city or wherever. It just looks so sharp and I love it. Now going inside this gazebo, I'm excited about this because I have a little swing. It's so cute. I used the crimson trapdoors. It looks like this one is not facing the right direction. Shame on you, trapdoor, for not facing the right direction. And then they're just attached to the ceiling with these iron bars. That was the best thing I could come up with. I did try it with some other things, but I think that looks pretty good. So it's a really simple design if you ever want to do a hanging swing. And this gazebo is pretty simple too. And then I also, of course, put some twisted vines around it just to give it a little more interest. But yes, you could extend the garden all around this gazebo, but this alone is a really cool idea if you ever wanted to put it inside a larger garden. And this final design is one, of course, that features a statue because I have to feature a statue. It's just what I'm known for, I suppose. And I actually really like this. It doesn't have many flowers in this garden. I did throw in a few wither roses just because they matched everything else. Not saying that would be the most practical thing to make a garden out of, but they did look nice. The nice thing about this garden is it's very round, very clean, and I used a lot of hedges. And I absolutely love the new basalt block for the path. I think it just looks so nice. You can mix it in on all sides and it gives you a different texture each time. I did throw in some acacia wood in there. Oh, throw in some acacia wood in there too, so that it all blends in nicely. Because regular stone was just too bright, and this is a nice duller brownish gray color that blends nicely with it. For this statue, it's just out of nether brick. And then, of course, to include some of the newer blocks, I was trying it with the crimson wood, although you could include other things. And he's holding a little sword, and it just looks awesome. Let me tell you, designing a statue at this size is not easy, but I think that is pretty good, not gonna lie. A quick update on this last design. The latest snapshot was just released, introducing the polished basalt pillar, which looks amazing. So I went ahead and actually mixed it in with this last garden design too, with this basalt path. And especially right here, I did an outline of it with the top texture, which just looks absolutely perfect. Anyway, I just wanted to point out that I didn't forget about this block. It was literally just introduced. I probably would have used this block and some of the previous design had it existed when I designed those, just so you know. And that is it. Those are my 6 garden ideas or designs. I think I definitely could have done more, but 6 is a good amount for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed them. If I had to pick a favorite, it's really hard for me to choose. I love my gazebo, I love the last one, I love this one, I really can't decide. I would have to say though that the last 3 are my favorites out of all of them, but I'm curious to know which one is your favorite. You guys can let me know in the comments. Also, I kind of feel bad that I'm not making this an actual tutorial for how to build these, but more of an inspiration video. However, if you guys do want a tutorial for one of them, I'm going to give you this chance to vote for which one is your favorite that you want to see a tutorial on. So just make a comment on which one you want a tutorial on, just put the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6, and I will work on making a tutorial of that one for you. I wish I had time to do them all, but I honestly don't have time to do all of them. But I will let you pick your favorite one, and I will pick whichever one gets voted for the most. And that's going to be all for me today. I hope everyone enjoyed this video. Stay inspired, have fun building, and I will see you later. Goodbye!